Hey guys, I'm Silent, and this is, well, I've been streaming Minecraft for a little while now, and every time I give a little bit of a stream, I often get people coming in and asking me to give them a tour of what I've built. And so I thought for my first video, which I'll upload to YouTube, which will be this, I would give a little tour so that everyone can see kind of what's been built, what's going on. So follow me now. Now, this is right next to spawn. Spawn is just over there beyond that tree. Now, first thing I do whenever I get into Minecraft, I build myself, I collect some seeds and build myself a tiny little farm. I started off with just this little plot of land right here, just because there was the body of water. Excuse me, I'm a little bit hungry, I need to eat some bread. So, because of the proximity of this body of water, I built myself just this tiny little piece of farm right here. And it worked perfectly, it did everything I needed. Suddenly I had enough to, well, it took a while to get enough to make bread. And then I expanded, and I built myself an entire farm. From that, I built myself a little hut here, because you need somewhere to rest, build a bed. Ignore the fact that there's this minecart. The minecart wasn't here at that time. It was just I dug down. I always build down to the bedrock whenever I start off, because you know you've got a good chance of finding everything you need. So yeah, I dug all the way down here, started just kind of pushing out. So this was the start of my mining. I had kind of pushed. I remember back then I had one viewer who was like very chatty, and he wanted me to go exploring, so as soon as I had kind of enough to make bread, enough wheat to make bread, I did that. I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll do that for you, buddy. I'm gonna go through and explore. Minecart went off without me. And so this first week I went off and I ended up getting enough grain to make lots of wood. That's kind of week one. Excuse me there. So, week one, I had built the little wooden structure, built myself a little bit of food, went off and explored a cave that's just over there. Then I decided I wanted to build a mansion, a tower, a mine. I kind of started building myself a little kind of idea of the world while I was doing it. So, in my feeling, we've got this house here. I will actually run round to the front of the house so you can get kind of the full thing. Ignore this. Right, we've got the mansion. As I see it, this mansion belongs to a family who started mining corporation in the area. So they've built this entire house out of the local stone which they quarried, because hey, it would have been cheap for them to do. Now, the local wood is acacia, and I'm not a big fan of the acacia wood. Sometimes I get monsters spawning in this area, so just be careful. It's not an outfitted house yet. There still needs to be lighting and equipment thrown around. But we've got things like dining room. Opposite there's going to be a library. So this would be the library. I'll have my bookshelves along those two walls. Through here will be the ballroom. I gave the ballroom a yellow glass ceiling because I just felt like that would be bright and sunny, and so this leads out to the tower again. I'll just give you a quick tour of the upstairs as well. Again, we've got library because it's two-tiered, ballroom again, and then just purely because I know you're going to get monsters spawning above the building at night, I built the attic with roofside access so that you can get on top of the building, because it's amazing how dark this gets at night. So that was kind of the mansion. The mansion was actually one of the more recent things that I've built in-game. But anyway, we've got various bedrooms along here. We've got the master bedroom, which leads directly over there, close to the library, because that's the kind of thing you need. And I figured they might have like a private bathroom for the master bedroom, so I built that. That's the main house. Then we have the tower. Now the tower, as I see it, this company has been mining for, generations. So one of the great-grandfathers decided, maybe he was like a little bit esoteric and well versed on the occult. So he ploughed the money into a tower to the gods, except it's not really a tower to the gods. It's like a tower to... well, you'll see when we get there. But basically, I wanted this tower to be so tall that if you fell from one floor to the other, it would be instant death. And it pretty much is. Falling from here down to the wooden layer there, instant death. And then we've got the second layer. The second layer, I decided to put on the outside as opposed to the inside, because I wanted to make it still dangerous. And again, if you fall from one, if you manage to even hit the next layer down, again, instant death. Now, the reason why I kind of built this as I did is because I wanted, well, I needed access to the Nether. So that was kind of the obvious port of call. I needed a Nether portal so that I could go get glowstone, because I needed that in the house. So I put this all together. Now this is just over the cloud layer. Literally, the cloud layer is through this level of steps. So when the clouds come rolling in, it obscures the steps, depending on like the thickness of the cloud, of course. But it obscures the steps, so you're kind of... I wanted every part of the journey to the Nether to be deadly. I didn't want it to be safe. So just walking up the tower to get there is deadly in itself. And we have zombies. Yeah, you can try zombie. See, I've had creepers spawn and I've blown up to hell, which is fun. Right, so next we've got the mining corporation. we have two separate mines over here. This is essentially the storehouse, and this brick building is the office, as you can tell. So we've got this layer, which was, when I was digging all of this out, I was kind of digging down in the step pattern, as you can see. And then I fell. To my doom, died. Fun, embarrassing, all of those things. And found a huge crevice, which I have since been mining. You know, because why not? So yeah, that's like one part of the mine. The next part is down here. I needed a lot of furnaces while building the house. Right. This also goes right down to the bedrock. Similar pattern to the one under the farm. But more important than that, it actually comes out in the exact same spot, almost. This is where the farm comes down, and so just a hop, skip, and jump away is the other side of the mine. So I've got plenty of access to resources, I feel. It works. I just realised I still have the Elite Dangerous info up on Twitch, so 1 second. Right. So that's essentially like the working part of the world so far. I've got, you know, a farm for food, I've got a house. Now, one of my planned buildings is going to be just up there on a tower, on the hill. I'm planning to put a observatory up there. So I figure one of the kind of granddads went a bit esoteric and fell in love with the occult and all things dark. The other fell in love with science, so he built an observatory so that he could view the stars. So that's kind of the plan for just over there. You can kind of see at the top it's a little neater than the rest of the area. That's because I've already started, like, I've built a circular area. I've already started. Now, as well as my decently sized wheat farm, I've also got cows and sheep. I did have chickens right there, but people were complaining that the chickens were making too much noise. So I ended up relocating all of the chickens underground. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. Now, the next area, basically, last week I had just finished building the mansion, and I was feeling a little bit of burnout. Oh, poor guys, they're falling into the trap. And I was like, okay, well, I've got more of the mansion to build, because I wanted to build the mansion in multiple parts. As you saw, there was like a huge open area in the mansion, where there's a wall that hasn't been completed. That is essentially where the second part of the mansion, like a newer part, is going to be built. And I wanted to put some time between building both parts because I want it to feel different. It's not allowed to kind of be built the same. It's like built over time. So I figured by building it in two halves, I would myself not be 100% reproducing what I had built before. So over here, because we've got the mining corporation, I decided that I would have like a dock area where they would essentially send ships out. So that's what I'm building here. I started last week. But I didn't want it to be as simple as that. So what I've actually done, I spent last week building a submerged ship. So, last week I pretty much took out this entire area. It was all land at the time. I dug down. Then I built this ship, a submerged ship. And then I flooded the entire area. My logic is essentially that there's inherent danger in shipping, and maybe there was like piracy going on. But I built the entire, like, each deck out of half bricks, so it's got plenty of space for breathing when you explore. Oh, it's a creeper. There we go. So as I say, this entire area was land. So it wasn't a slow, it wasn't a quick job. You can still see kind of over here, I haven't finished taking everything down yet. But it pretty much came up to about here. You can see that kind of curve there. That's where the land came out to. So I dug everything down. I put an embankment in place to keep the water where it was. Built the ship, flooded everything over, and then, of course, because I had built a layer over the ship when I was flooding it, I built the layer, covered it with water, and then destroyed that layer so that the water would go down and create a body of water. When I did that, hundreds of mobs had spawned, like, underneath. So I had, like, skeletons and creepers and zombies just popping up in the water. It was very strange. Fun, but strange. Right, so my next thing, I'm going to build a lighthouse over there, which I think may be this Sunday's plan. Let's see how close I can get to over there. I should have enough glowstone to carry that out. So just over here, I'll reinforce the entire thing so it's got easier access. But just here, I think I'll build myself a little lighthouse, not as big as the tower, just because I think it's possibly quite needed. So we've got the, as you might be able to tell, I've got a shader pack going on. I'm using the Optifine mod with Silder's Vibrant Shaders, which gives this very serene motion to the water. It just kind of looks like a gentle breeze is sweeping across. And part of why I like it is because it does the same to grass and to trees. You may have seen that kind of with the crops when I was in the farm. It was just blowing across. Just really like a little breeze was going across. And it actually does the same to lava. You get the same kind of effect across lava. So it just really gives much more like life to your Minecraft install, to your Minecraft world. And I think that's just kind of a little bit beautiful. I mean, just look at this. I'd like to be able to kind of turn it down on the grass and trees a little bit. Because it just seems a little too movement at the moment, a little too kind of vivid movement. But there is a lava pocket just over here, so I'm going to show that off to you quickly, just so you can see the lava in this shader pack as well. So you can just see the lava just kind of almost as if it's just flowing up and down. Hey Luna, yeah, it's part of what kind of... When I added the shader pack to the game, I decided to seek out a much better texture pack, because it was like boosting the lighting and everything up to 11 but still having the game at 2. So I ended up grabbing a let's see, what was my resource pack? Ovo's Rustic Redemption. It's 128-bit, I believe, and I think it just really works well with the shader pack, with everything kind of just, I don't know, I just like it. Right, so final stop on the tour. I'm just showing off the like that second corner of the house that I hadn't shown off before, and then I'll run up to the top of where the observatory will be so you can see what I mean. Right, so we're back at the house now, and as I say, I've got the main construction, which I imagine to be like done generations ago. There's actually a basement area where I plan to put the servants' quarters, but I haven't gone that far yet. As I say, after feeling the burnout from building the rest of the mansion, I went off to build other stuff. One thing I really like about the shader pack is equipping a torch just kind of gives everything around you a soft little glow. So this is going to be an extension of the mansion, and there is a pathway underneath there which is going to lead all the way up to the observatory, which I will just show off for you now. So that path leads down, then around the hillside, and then comes out, it will come out just down here. I want to see if I can try and get that behind a fake wall, because that's just me. I like the idea of fake walls. Yeah, it can be quite hard, like stopping mobs from spawning. I've had various parts of the house blown up numerous times. I'm working on it though. I need to find some way to work out where you need to increase light. I mean, that's in part why the attic of the house is literally full of glowstone, because I wanted to make sure nothing was going to spawn in there. Right, so I've shown off everything that I've built so far. I really do quite like how the front of the house turned out. I mean, especially like the pillars. These are the stone fences, stone wall. I just built, like, put in a solid block of cobblestone, stone brick. Oh, that's not very nice. I mean, seriously, zombie. I just think it gives it kind of a nice feel to the front. But yeah, I do need to populate the entire house because, as I say, this is my library and so far no books. The books will come. It's just a matter of time. Of course, given enough resources and infinite time, I will build a mansion with secret panels and pathways between everything. But this will do for now. This works for me. But as I say, the next stage, I will be building a lighthouse over where the where I've built the little, well, started building the shipyard. Shipyard over there. You can see the little huts that I built for resources over there. Observatory up there. Once I've finished the house, the observatory, and the shipyard, including the lighthouse, you know, I think I'll be done with the main things. I might have to start seeing what other people want me to build from that point on, because so far this is just me thinking. Just building what I wanted. If you're going to make Cluedo references, Luna, I'm going to suggest you go watch the movie. Starring, well, I won't actually spoil it for you. It's like 80s, I think it was like mid-early 80s, they made a Cluedo movie. Starring Tim Curry of Rocky Horror Picture Show fame. And it is amazing. The movie is so funny and smart, and it actually shipped with 3 different endings. They essentially wanted to put a different ending in various cinemas. Ah, so you know it. I advise everybody watch that movie. But hey, this has been my world. I stream Minecraft most Fridays, but every Sunday from 3 PM Central European Time, so 2 PM UK time. I think I will continue working on the port this Sunday. Because I'd like to get that finished before I continue on with the house. I need to think about getting me some pigs at some point, but I think I need carrots in order to get the pigs to follow me, and I haven't found any carrots yet. But yeah, so I'm going to build a road from here right up around to where the mining area is. Get rid of that, of course. Lighthouse over there, and then this will be done. And that is my my world so far. As I say, Sunday I stream without fail. Links and everything are below, so go follow me on Twitch. I'll try and send up periodic updates to YouTube as I'm building, so whenever I build something big, I'll give a little tour of that. And there we go.